You're watching Straight Black Love Talk with your host, DC Radical One, the home of intelligent, mature relationship conversations.
BB for Hody and Straight Black Pride, brothers and sisters. This is your brother DC Radical One, and welcome to SBL Talk. I'm looking for Sister Najee because I need her to do me a favor. BB for Hody, Straight Black Pride to brother. You got ripped off, BB to me to brother Asafo. Tonight's show is a little later than normal. My apologies. Brother, you got ripped off. Could you let people know that we're on, by the way? Excuse me. I came up with this idea late, and so that's why we are not that's why I'm not completely ready. So I wanted Sister Najee to do an intro for me, but I don't see her. Oh, by the way, give me a 1 if y'all can hear me. Let's start with the basics out here. Because if you can't hear me, there's no need for me to do anything else. Let's see. So we got our music. We got our, all right, cool. All right, so let me track down the sister real quick. I want her to do something, kind of the intro. She's not a fan of this topic. If you know the sister, you know, you already knew that. But how was everybody doing today? Y'all let me know how y'all feeling. Of course, here it's cold as I don't know what. So I'm surviving that. Of course, the weather, as far as I'm concerned, is unnatural. And I'm going to say this again. I've said this before. Oh, you going? Oh, all right. Well, good luck. Good luck, brother. Hopefully, you'll be able to. You'll at least be able to listen while you're in there. But you got to get that money. Understand that it is this economy stinks for a lot of people, unless you're at the very top. Well, I'm waiting for her to respond. But yeah, so it's a couple of things that sparked tonight's discussion. One of them is the Michigan coach. The Michigan coach situation. Greetings to Sister Tarisha. She said cold is, you know what, in Southeast. Yeah, you know. It's DC is just it's cold. I don't remember it. I don't remember it being windy every single day in the wintertime like this. Maybe because I wasn't out and about because it was wintertime, but I don't remember that. But anyway, my bad. Let me get back to this. So here's what's inspired this. And I'm not gonna lie and say I ain't gonna be on long, because I am gonna be on long. Probably. The situation with the Michigan coach, and we'll get to it shortly. I didn't know he was married to a European female, but anyway, he got a European female, a younger European female who was apparently his assistant, pregnant. Tried to get her to take Plan B or whatever. Somehow, the way they found that out, and he got fired. He was making $6 million a year. And I'm gonna get into this more extensively, but I'm gonna just start with this. Fam. How you throw away $6 million? That's all I'm saying. No, you already got one European female. no European female is worth $6 million. No, I'm trying to say this without being vulgar. No cave badge is worth $6 million. I mean, look, just as a man, you got to have some type of discipline, some type of self-control. It's ridiculous, and it like just thinking about it makes me tired. It's so much. Yeah, brother Safo say Euro want to keep a baby. Well, yeah, because she want to keep the baby from him because one, he's a millionaire, and two, he's bringing in he's strengthening their genetics. We've seen with Patrick Mahomes, it only take 2 generations to breed us out, but to keep the strength of the genetics. So that's what that's about. So now, Jay, you in the building? You want to bring yourself to the stage, please? So yeah, so that's what that is. Greetings, Sister Najee. Okay, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's me. I guess we're waiting for her to get situated. But yeah, so excuse me. Goodness, that's what that is. He said, "What, Sister Najee mad that I called her?" Yeah, she said she said she's gonna show up just for a few minutes. So she doesn't. She don't want to talk about these Negroes, man. I can't blame her. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to talk about these Negroes. But yeah, I mean, you would think by now we would learn, but how can I put it? I'm gonna just say this. I mean, can we keep it a buck? If we just look, I understand we got problems with our women. I understand our women can be, can cause a lot of issues and be disrespectful. They can get a lot of stuff. Yeah, we know that. But can we be honest though? We know good and well, one, the more money you make, the more your opportunities for finding women is. Let's put it like this: the more money you have, the larger your fishing pool is. You know what I'm saying? Like you go from fishing in the stream to the ocean. Yeah, let's just keep it 100. Two, this dude's an athlete. He's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Or a former athlete, big dude. I'm sure he went to a what they call it? What they call it? PWI. I'm sure he went to a PWI or whatever. But here's the thing I don't understand with that, and we're gonna get into it. The PWI thing. Back in the day, right, with Jackie Robinson and the athletes back then, they would go to a PWI and they would just find the finest sister there, and that's what they married. I just use Jackie Robinson as an example because I always admired his love story with his wife. Like his wife still represents him. He's been gone, I don't know, 30 years. I don't know how long Jackie Robinson been gone. And his wife is a lovely lady of class and just a really a wonderful woman. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I know that's 100 years ago or whatever, but it's not as if you can't find a good woman in this environment. Is it harder? Absolutely. Straight Black Pride, brother Saw. Is it harder? Absolutely. But it's not impossible. Like dudes make it seem. And I'm just be honest, man. These European females are devious, and they just be thinking of evil that sisters can't even think of because sisters be too emotional. They can't sit around and come up with the wickedness that these females be coming with, man. And a lot of dudes, this is the part I can't understand. I know I harp on this a lot. Then I'm gonna actually bring up the slides and all this stuff. Apparently, Sister Najee she don't want to talk. I did want her to talk about. I had wanted her to talk about K Buka, but But when you think about it, right? Because here's like, let's go into like a little bit of the history that we don't never think about. We always hear about black men during slavery and what happened, and lynch, beating, and so forth, so on. We don't never talk about how much of that stuff was caused by a European female. We don't talk about that part. How many black men have been lynched because some European females told a lie? Right? We always talk about not Mega. We always talk about y'all know who I'm talking about. The little boy that she lied on and got killed. They came up in his house and killed him. The one that was from Chicago that was down in Mississippi back in the day. Emmett Till. Like we always talk about Emmett Till, and that white woman was still running around. I guess she's still. I don't think she's still alive now, but she ran around for the next 60 years. Nah, bro, I'm going way back. No, I'm going way back where the white woman lied and said he whistled at her or whatever. He wasn't thinking about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me started on Martin Luther King love of white women and how that's brought us to where we are now. I ain't going there. So I'm just saying, man, it's. But here's my biggest thing. And then I'll be done. Then I need Sister Najee to talk for a few minutes while I get myself together. These dudes be marrying these broads. That's all I don't understand. Like you pledge your whole life to defend and love and reproduce with these chicks. Like, you gonna spend the rest of your life with a flat back? Man, I don't know, man. That's crazy. And then you go in there and you go at her parents' house eating their food, sitting over there for Thanksgiving and eating potato salad with raisins in it or whatever. Bro, that's just, I don't know. That's just that is wild. That is hey, that's crazy behavior, man. I don't know. I can't see it. I can't see it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I mean, I can't call it, bro. Like in this day and age, you if that's what you want, you can go find you don't know where you live. 10 million mixed chicks in LA, Miami, and a couple other places. You know what I'm saying? We say you got ripped off. That's why they invite them to the cookout with the yoga pants on. Man, the padded yoga fans got dudes in a blender out of this joint. You know what I'm saying? Hey, dudes be acting like because of what they see with the yoga pants on, they act like all black women don't exist. I'm like, bruh. Anyway, let me stop. Keep this from being bogus. Sister Najee, are you ready? Can you give me like 10 minutes of talk about what you saw at K Buka? Because you're supposed to do that before. And just let the people know that it is some real people having some real events out here. Please. And thank you. You there? Okay. I guess she's not there. Can y'all hear her? Maybe it's me. Y'all give me a 2 if y'all can hear Sister Najee, so I know I'm not tripping. But okay, cool. Maybe she having technical issues, which is suck. But so I saw that, and then I had a conversation with a dude the other day, and we was talking, and then all of a sudden he just randomly brings up European females and their physique and how different it is from back in the day, and it had nothing to do with what we were talking about. And I'm just like, what type of Negro madness? Bruh. What is it, man? What is the problem? Seriously. Like, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to have this conversation, man, without just going full on being just uncouth, as they say. Yeah, 2 means we cannot hear. We cannot hear you, sister. We nothing at all. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't me. I don't know if you got a mic issue, tech issue, computer issue. So she's gonna come out and come back in. I guess she meant to do that. She's certainly disconnected now. But yeah, so when I started looking up the stuff, at first I was just looking at athletes, and then I said, let me look at some other people. And then I like Tank Davis from Baltimore. He's a boxer. He's real popular in this area. Right now, it looks like his whole career is in the toilet because he just had some situation. Now I don't know what the woman is. He just had some domestic situation. He was getting ready to have this scam boxing match where he probably was gonna make millions of dollars, and that got thrown in the toilet. So it's just like it's bro, you got Rivoff says, yeah, because they amalgamated everyone else in gene pool, so of course they don't look like their traditional Greek Roman boy-like figure. But a lot of them still do, though. That's the whole thing. And then, I mean, let's just be honest. In the last, I'll say 15 years or so, it's been a concerted effort by European females to look more like black women. It's not just like they've been doing workouts to make their bodies more like black women. You start seeing the use of tanners. You start seeing, almost blackface. Like you've seen some of them. Where I remember when I remember doing my lecture, and I came upon this thing and this article, and they showed this European female, and she basically looked like a mulatto, and she was getting all types of endorsement deals and stuff like that from these companies. And when you saw what she really looked like without that, bruh, man, please, look like nothing at all. He said Taylor Swift and Nicole Kidman are examples of that traditional phenotype. Man, Taylor Swift her body is just downright ugly. I'm just being completely honest. Her body looks, everybody nasty looking, bro. That's not it. Like, and what's deep is like, if you ever seen, even with Slim Sisters, man, Slim Sisters are not built like skinny European females. It's still something different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the slim goodies, as we used to call them back in the day. You know, it's just not. It's different. So, Sister Najee, let me know if your tech just ain't gonna work.
I don't think the ancestors want me to talk about this topic. I think that's pretty much what it is.
Well, I can hear you now, so apparently something. She said, so no, I want you to remember you went down to Cape Buca, but you have never talked about it. So tell the people about that, because I mean, it does go along with this topic if we have the proper understanding. And then I'm gonna come back. All right.
This topic is the antithesis of everything that Kabuka meant to me. So whereas I feel like that's a stretch, I guess I can understand how I guess I can understand where you're coming from.
Okay, can you take charge of this mission?
I'll get into it right now. Yeah, so a few weeks ago, took the safari down to Atlanta for the annual Kabuka event. I did not know until I got there that I was blessed to actually witness the transition of Baba Baruti presenting Kebuka to Sister Ia Ray. So no longer will Baba Baruti do the Kebuka presentation. It will now be Sister Ray. So it was actually amazing because, like I said, I got to witness him stepping out of that position and her stepping in, all in the same presentation. So he did the first half of the presentation and Sister Ray did the second half. Now, I had seen Kebuka before online, but to be there in person, of course, is, if you have not already been, I would suggest you make the attempt to go. And now that Sister Ray is doing it, you can tell there's going to be a little bit of a difference in just, when a warrior woman, how they say it is, now I don't even know how it go, but ain't nothing like a woman scorned. Sister Ray, if you do not know, is one of the most powerful women, and I don't just mean in her words, because a lot of time women can talk. Sister Ray's powerful in the fact that she gets things done. She's powerful in that she's not taking any no excuses, and we're not even gonna try to do a partial when it comes to defeating our enemies. We're not gonna be halfway about it. We're gonna completely and fully obliterate the enemy. That's the kind of energy that Sister Ray has as a fellow sister in the movement. So I was just completely excited because I did not know that was taking place. I just knew that it was Kebuka, and I'm not usually in the States for the winter season. So I was like, I have to go. And so I drove down with a brother that I just recently met at the Race First convention. And so we had a great time. I brought my son and my daughter down, and we were able to witness the children of, I don't have their name right on the top of my mind, but the children that participated in Kebuka this year are part of, I guess, what seems to be like a homeschooling pod, kinda. And they oh my gosh, they did amazing. It was children of all ages too. It wasn't just like your middle school age. It was all the way down to like, oh my gosh, she must have been like maybe 5 or 6, participating in such a powerful presentation. And let's see, if you're not already been to Kebuka, you must go. Just to truly pay respect to the ancestors, to truly a feel for the impact of my life, beyond just reading about it. And then really paying respect to Baba Baruti and my heart as well, because the amount of effort, him explaining the health concerns that he had to endure, because he basically said, ancestors, take my hands and write this for me. That's what they did. And so it's oh my gosh, just spiritually really impactful. And I look forward to seeing how Sister Ray moves forward with it. I think it's a blessing that our elders are capable of passing down such a momentous event to the youth, that can take it on and be able to give it a new life, a new breath, and now that we feel a sense of ownership for it, we're going to take it and do bigger and better things. And I love it. Now, how it relates to this topic, I guess we could say a big part of the Ma'afa that we're dealing with today is the psychological chains that we almost seem to put on ourselves. There's no reason for a I see in the comment section somebody says Venus Williams got engaged to the enemy. Something is wrong with you and your sister. They grew up with a black mom and dad was instrumental in their life and family. So basically saying that, they really should not have ended up like that, but it's not enough to have positive parenting in the household. We are trying to achieve the impossible. Not only are we being poisoned left and right, not only are we dealing with miseducation left and right, we're dealing with diseducation, trying to suck the love of learning out of our children, people. We dealing with, technology is giving everybody dementia. We're dealing with a lot. So having the standard, 2-parent household that's loving, it, even to be African-centered 2-parent household, it just really is not enough. You have to go above and beyond because our enemy is going above and beyond. And so, it shouldn't be that. This is Venus got into, hold up. I know Serena, but Venus too? Man, it is what it is at this point. We can't rely on anybody just because they're in the spotlight to root for us or to, be on our side or to stand for truth. We really can't. We have to just stand 10 toes and expect that we're the only one that's going to do it. And then as other people see the strength that we have, then we keep moving forward. But man, it's really wild out here. Kabuka relates to this topic in that we need to keep fighting. We have to fight. Brother Conrad did not tell you wrong. Brother DC did not tell you wrong when he said that I'm not interested in this topic. Because I am not. I do not want to participate in any of the slides past the straight black oath. Because it's so tired. And as a black woman, it feels like not only does it feel like we've been abandoned as women, it feels as if we're being ganged up on. And I'm sure black men can say the same thing and probably can say it even better. But I truly do feel amongst the two, whether it be white women or white men, the most nefarious, the most detrimental, the most just wicked is the white woman. So for you to be over there with that cold tank of a womb, can't even call it a womb. It's a cold dungeon she got in there. And that's what you trying to find yourself up in? It's
Wait a minute, man. Cold dungeon is crazy work. I'm still in that. That's all I'm saying. I'm still in that.
Crawling up into nothingness and expecting me to be happy about these little mulatto children that come up out of it. I can't do it. I remember telling some of the children in my class, look, if you're mulatto, it is completely different if your mother is black. Okay? There's a little, I can rock with you still because at least I know you came from life. You came from an actual womb. If your mom is white, I don't know what to tell you, though. I don't know what to tell you. It's a sad world we're living in.
So, sisters, we appreciate you so much for participating and giving us that beautiful information. And you can proceed to the oath now, brother. You got ripped off like he got things to do, so we can proceed to the oath. And brother, you got ripped off. Did you let people know that we're on? I'm asking because I don't know because I've been busy. I don't know if you spread the message, but if you could spread the message on Telegram, I appreciate it. But yeah, go ahead, sister.
All right, we're moving forward. I pledge allegiance to the straight, black, and proud ancestors and the culture and traditions which they founded. I vow to practice those traditions of straight Black love, family building, and nation building to the best of my ability, using all of my life's energy, intelligence, and creativity. I also vow to do everything in my power to protect Black men, Black women, and especially Black children from sexual abuse, homosexuality, exploitation, and miseducation as long as I am mentally, physically, and spiritually able. Lastly, I vow to fight against any force, physical foe, ideology, or philosophy that threatens the straight, Black, and proud culture, regardless of origin. This I pledge in the name of my African ancestors and the divine creator. Ashe.
Ashe. Oh, man. The cultural importance of marriage. The cultural importance of marrying someone who is Black. I see, I'm gonna have to amend this now that I think about it. In traditional African and traditional African American culture, marriage was an expected part of adulthood. In many African societies, you were not considered an adult if you were not married. The family was considered the foundational institution of the society. There was no debate about equality of men and women, as each had their own jobs in the society. Sister Naja, you done ran off that quick. Anyway, during enslavement, Black men and women would often escape and try to find their spouses and children, risking life and limb. Black people would buy their loved ones with money that they saved up, working overtime to get that money to free their loved ones. Man, here we have some real talk. I got a feeling I'm not going to be on long tonight. But can we have some real serious talk? Your Black ancestors did not take them bullets, that rope, that whip, those chains, all of that torture, all of that abuse, for you to make this money and then give it to a European female because you're brainwashed and lust. Yeah, I'm speaking for your ancestors. Look, man. Didn't nobody go through all that hell for that? And if you read the destruction of Black civilization, what's deep is that there was folklore, if you will, that said that the nation would die when the first European appeared. And the thing about it was that folklore was from probably 600-700 years ago in West Africa. But what everybody forgets is that came from the experience of Black people back in ancient Kemet. See, nobody talks about the history of ancient Kemet, where the reason why ancient Kemet fell, race mixing, allowing them to marry into the royal families. And before you know it, they invited all their people in and took over and subjugated and enslaved. We don't talk about this. They had enslaved the Black people in their own land, and the Black people had to get Blacker people from the South to come up and restore order. Like, it has never, just historically speaking, it has never benefited Black people to mate and reproduce with white people. It just hasn't. Right? And that's that. It really, it's just as plain as that. Bro, you got ripped off, said Shannon Sharp. I had forgot about the whole Shannon Sharp thing. Like, that was so, bruh. The Shannon Sharp thing is so goofy because it's 1,000 Black Instagram models and hybrids and light-skinned chicks and whatever you want, who would gladly take the money and close their mouth and do whatever. Because they do it for lesser dudes. They do it for dudes that make less money than Shannon Sharp. They do it for dudes. It's young dudes that they do it for that ain't in the shape that Shannon Sharp is in. But you just had to. And I know that ain't the first European female he was with, but he just donated his money to Europeans, man. It's, bro. So, Sister Najee wasn't joking. I don't even know if she's still here. She might have turned the whole thing off. But yeah, to me, the reason I wanted her on here because I think it's important for sisters to express how this makes them feel, right? Anyway, historical attacks on the Black family. Because I'm gonna start with the slides and then I'm gonna bring up a couple of articles, right? Because I only got like maybe 4 or 5 different things, and then we'll be done. But let me see. The attack on the Black family began in the Carrefour lines where African men and women were separated. This continued in the slave dungeons like Elmina and continued on the slave ships where men, women, and children were separated. Our enemies know that our strength as a people comes from the family, and it is the family that allows us to pass down our culture and traditions. Ancestral memories passed down preserve our natural survival instincts. Without this, we are sitting ducks for our enemies. Haven't I shown a picture? Wait a minute. Haven't I shown a picture before of have we just maybe we talked about this before? Haven't I shown a picture of Patrick Mahomes' father and then Patrick Mahomes' family? I didn't realize that I had talked about this before, but maybe not to this extent. But anyway, so we see. I don't know what I did with that picture. If I had that picture, I would bring it up so we can see how quickly how short a time span it takes for us to destroy ourselves. Just put it like that, for our genes to be bred out and for us to be, genetically obliterated. And I'm gonna just yawn this, man. That's why I wanted Sister Najee here. One thing I'm seeing it's not just like what we would call coons or whatever. There's a lot of people who claim to be pro-Black, who dudes and women, especially a lot of women who really ain't nothing but feminists. A lot of people run around claiming to be pro-Black and they laid up with Yurugu or advocate laying up with Yurugu. Like this is, man, it just makes me shake my head. It's sickening for real. But I don't know. I guess everybody discussed it because nobody came in for this topic. So I'm trying to think. How many slides do I got? Yeah, man. This is case study number 1. I think his name is Sharon. I hope I got this right, but I don't know. But this dude here, man, he's the Michigan coach. The coach of the Michigan Wolverines. That's his wife, and that's his daughter. But he has 3 children. I'm going to find out. He has 2 sons and that daughter. This gentleman, he's really the reason why I did the show. So apparently, just last night, he was fired from his job as the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines football team. That was a job where he was making $6 million a year. And so you're going to ask me, well, DC, did he do something to his wife? No, that's the part that's crazy. He already had a European female. But what happened is his assistant, a younger European female, because everybody that knows how quickly European females age. Even European men will tell you that. That's why they always talk about Soon as a woman turned 30, it's over. No. Soon as your woman turned 30, it's over. Black women don't be having that problem from a physical point of view, from a physical standpoint. You know what I'm saying? With all the stuff that we be put through in this society, our women can maintain their looks for. I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. And I told y'all this. I met Claire Huxtable, Miss Claire Huxtable herself, right? Now this was 20 years ago, so by that time she probably was, well, it wasn't 20, about 15 years ago. So at that time she probably was in her 60s, at least her late 50s, at least. She looked phenomenal. Looked phenomenal. Beautiful spirit, very kind and warm, and yeah, sorry, no European females past 50 gonna look like that at all. Not even close. Not even past 40, being honest. So anyway, Mr. Moore, who was making $6 million, and I think he was the defensive coordinator for the Wolverines when they won the national championship. And there was some controversy about that. But apparently he got his assistant pregnant, who's also a blonde white woman, by the way. So he went and just got a newer model of what he already had. He got her pregnant. He bought her ordered a day after pill or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Try to abort the child. His job found out because of that. Then next thing you know, he's trying to allegedly, because he's under arrest now. Last time I looked, he threatened to off himself and off the woman, and he was suicidal and basically having a nervous breakdown, all because he didn't want not one, but he wanted a whole nother European female. So his life is over. And I don't understand. Like, you're married, you have children, you have apparently what you want in this European female, and yet you still decide to ruin your life with another one. And it's just, I just don't get it. Apparently I'm never going to get it. I guess y'all should be glad that I don't get it, because if I get to the point where I do get it, I'm probably doing the wrong thing. And I just thought of another person I hadn't even thought about, or I forgot about. And I wish, I'm not sure. But Ime Udoka, the basketball coach for the Celtics, he had a similar situation, if I'm not mistaken. I wish the brother was in here that knows NBA, because he knows way more about the NBA than I do. Brother, you got Rithar, what did you say? He said, meanwhile, Halle Berry looking like a meth head. Man, bruh. Oof. Man, Halle Berry looked toe up from the flow up. Man, oh man. Man, young Halle Berry compared to now. And she got money looking like that. And she hasn't looked good in years, being completely honest. But that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, man. So this dude right here just threw his whole life away for a younger version of what he already had, and probably gonna go to jail and threaten to kill himself. And you're gonna do all that like you don't have a wife and children at home. I Somebody help me out. This is just ridiculous and crazy. And really, there's no excuse or justification for it, for real. It's just not. It's insanity. What you say, brother? Who he can get Jonathan Majors protection? Who you talking about? You talking about this guy? Nah, this guy's career is over. It's a wrap. Because the thing about it is, they're like, if you compare to Jonathan Majors' career has still been derailed too. He hasn't gotten back on track, right? And he went and got him a black woman and all this. This dude don't want no black woman. He's married, so he would have to divorce his wife. She'll probably divorce him anyway. He don't have no money. He ain't gonna be able to get a D1 position. So he gonna have to be at some small college, not making no real money. His life is over. I wouldn't be surprised if he end up removing himself from the planet for real. So that's him, man. That's case study number one. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's almost not worth talking about, because the more I think about it, the more ridiculous it is. Anyway, man, welcome to SBL Talk. I'm your host, DC Radical One. Normally, I'm co-hosted by Sister Najee, but she is disgusted and don't want to talk about it. Anyway, you can follow me on Instagram at DC.radical1, at Twitter at DC_radical_ONE, or OTW2 at DC Radical 1. You can donate via Cashapp, $ DC Radical 1, and email us at DC.radical_1 at protonmail.com. So that is case study number one. Next, Marshawn Kneeland. Now, I'm looking at this girl, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what she is. Anybody want to take some guesses or whatever about what she is? Because I don't know. When I first saw her, I thought she was European. But then looking at her now, I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna just be completely honest. If it's unidentifiable, you probably should be messing with it. So what's the Marshawn Kneeland story? So Marshawn Kneeland was a defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys, 24 years old. I think he was in his second year, right, with the team. So he's only been in the league 2 years. You see how big he is, about 6'4", 270, around about, right? So Marshawn Kneeland, the week after he scores his first NFL touchdown, and for those of y'all who don't know football, scoring a touchdown as a defensive player it just doesn't happen very often. I ain't gonna say it's a once in a lifetime thing, but it's a defensive player, especially a defensive lineman. It's a defensive lineman's dream, right? So I'm assuming it was Sunday, right? Sunday, he played. He scored a touchdown. They lost that game, but it is what it is, right? Ain't the only game they lost this year. The week they were going into their bye week, which means everybody gets to go home and visit their family and do whatever they're going to do, because they don't have to play that week. They don't have to practice. They don't have to do anything, right? Unless you just want to come in and study film or work out or whatever. But you don't. It's not. Nothing's mandatory. So you got free time. So the story goes that this young lady calls the police and says that he's basically having a mental health issue and that she's worried about him, and he has his gun and he walked out the house. Again, this is in Dallas, Texas. So let us review. She called the police and told them that a 6'4", 270-pound black man has a gun and is having a mental health issue. Okay? I don't have to tell you how this story ends, right? So, what happens? Marshawn Kneeland The police see his car. The police say they chased him. They say they lost him. They look for him and they find his body. They find him deceased, suffering from what they say is a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And so he's no longer here. BB4 Days Straight Black Pride, brother pro-black and plant-based. So his look, I'm gonna say that she's not black. If she's black, then hey, she don't look black to me in this picture. So his non-black girlfriend called the police on him, said he was having a mental health issue, and he ends up not on the planet. Listen, man. Can we be honest? Oh, by the way, she's pregnant, so she's about to have a child. And the team said that they'll take care of her. Let's just be honest. First of all, the chances are that whatever stress he was having, because he basically had his best, he had the highlight of his career earlier that week. Right? He's in his second year. He's not going to he wasn't in danger of, he wasn't in danger of being like cut, or he wasn't worried about his job or anything like that. Right? So he didn't have job stress. He's in his second year. His contract is good for 4 years. He just scored a touchdown. Sure, the team lost, but that's not enough to make him distraught. So if we have to guess on what the stress probably was because she's pregnant, the stress is probably right here beside him in this picture, right? But she ain't gonna tell us that part of the story. So whatever she told him, or whatever she was saying, or whatever went down between them, that makes him go out and say, man, I'm leaving the house, and whatever he said, right? And he take his pistol with him. And now he not here no more. And his family want to know what happened because they think the police did something to him. But all of the problems start with her. But she made the phone call. And I believe that she was the one stressing him out. So that the phone call could be made. Because the man had nothing. He had no other problems in his life. Right? Like, he had, if we're being honest, he had everything to live for. Now, I had looked into it and they said he had an episode before. But if you know he's had an episode before, right? Why are you stressing the man out? That's what I'm saying. So, anyway, that's Marshawn Nealon. Rest in peace to Marshawn Nealon. And his team has been trying to play for him and trying to win some games. They were not successful last week. They only seem to have that energy when they're at home, playing for him. But the reality is, we'll never know what happened. We'll never know if her story is the truth. He ain't talking. And so, just like that, a 24-year-old black man who, he was a second-round pick. He probably was making him over $1 million a year. All that down the drain. All his potential, or his career, or his everything down the drain. And his family won't even ever have answers to what happened. And let's just be honest. As much as dudes talk about black women's attitudes and all this, not being with a black woman, did that help him? Did that cause less stress in his life? Did that cause him not to leave the house? Did that? Nope. None of that. And so, I mean, it's just a sad situation. Right? And he probably thought that he was getting with her, and that was his dream girl, and he was gonna have a life in the future and all this. And it's just, I ain't gonna lie, it just make me sick, bro. It's just a complete waste of another black life. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this break real quick and play this commercial from a good brother who's sponsoring the show, and then we'll be back after this.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Elijah Lewis. I'm coming from you at the Springfield Town Center in Springfield, Virginia for the Fall Expo. But I want to take a minute to tell you about my book, Your Jewels Are in Your Journey, Life Lessons to Reach Your Optimal Self. This book is about giving us the tools we need to be our optimal self as we go about our journey. I tell everybody is that we're all on a journey, so on that journey we learn that life lessons are jewels, the people that we connect with to be better and inspire us along the way are jewels, and above all, you find out that you yourself are a jewel. Because if you don't know who you are, it's hard to know where you're going. So if you're interested in learning more about me and my book or my motivational speaking, I speak on topics such as freedom from life's addictions, the reality of your vision, and many other topics. So if you want more information, go to my website, www.elijahlewis.org. You can get your copies, book me for motivational speaking, and above all, see where the journey takes you. And at the end of the day, may you find many jewels on your journey and continue to be the jewel that you are. Thank you.
Now, we're going to go and talk about AIPAC. What is AIPAC? The American Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC. What does AIPAC do? AIPAC is the gangster with a whole lot of money that says, I'm going to buy you and pay you money, and you're going to make decisions that I want you to make. You're going to do as I tell you, because I got my hands in your pockets. And they're attached to people like Jeffrey Epstein, who take videos of the people that are supposed to be our representatives, and as they take those videos, they hold them hostage and say, vote as I tell you to vote. Do as I tell you to do.
I didn't even, the concept. I saw Naeem Akbar talking that black talk nigga gave, and I was out there telling everybody, yo, this dude gay. You remember back in the 90s, he was hating me. Oh, this dude gay, man. We can't do this. You can't be up there talking black and be gay too. I was like, okay, he out the way. No, we're not doing this. I'm saying this because I did not imagine a time, little old me from Southeast, where if they tell us to take a jab, stick ourselves, I'm gonna be the only one that wanna say something. Maybe the brother out in brother Whitaker, brother Darren, we got a few brothers, but I'm talking about like, I'm thinking whatever they tell us to do, we got black people who studied under these people, we gonna say no. Or we gonna at least wanna investigate. I'm thinking it'll always be that way. I'm thinking if somebody's pushing this stuff, R. Kelly molesting children, we're gonna deal with this dude. I'm thinking everybody's gonna agree with that because you don't mess with children.
That's right.
That's what I thought was, that's just how I thought we were. And that is who we are intrinsically, but I'm saying, I didn't imagine a world where I'm saying, don't vote for this dude. It's a trick. Come on, y'all. He's a mulatto who didn't grow up around black people. He a gay dude. He gonna push homosexuality. Y'all can't see this? I'm thinking, I'm telling y'all before he get in office, what are you talking about? And people who are the hardest nosed people in African nationalism, the hard ones, looking at me, nah, you can't do that, dude. Y'all don't see this? I'm actually the only one that's gonna say, yo, you don't see. And then when he gets in and does what I say he does, okay, I saw. You messed up the first time. Okay, I saw. I'm thinking, okay, but now he going back for office. He done already made his gay marriage legal. All right, now you get it. The dude, I told you he was a punk, he was a gump in the beginning. I still couldn't conceive No, dude. If you're looking for somebody else to do it, you ain't studied the lessons of history. When you're passionate and pulled to do something and can't stop, it's a message being given to you. Ain't nobody coming. You gotta believe in yourself, because somebody decided that you was supposed to do something. So you can't turn it off and stop looking for people. You just gotta do what you do. We looked in the past, 1972. I was born in 1973. I'm almost 50 years old. I'm 50 in December. A year before I got here, they must have known I was coming. They said, let's get this thing out here now before you get here. They did what's called the Gay Rights Platform of 1972. This is just official document, sharing information. If you read, go look that up online for yourself. They're making it difficult to find. I don't know if people have been noticing this. The things that you used to get easily go and put it on the internet and find them, you can't find this stuff no more. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff you can't find. But I'm gonna bring your attention to just one. It's a bunch of stuff. All of it's aimed at children. Sex education to children, adoption, gay adoption of children. But there's one that's most important for what we're talking about today. And they break it down from the federal level and the state level. On the state level, they say every single state, they want laws repealing all laws governing the age of sexual consent. I'm gonna say that again. They want the repeal of all laws governing the age of sexual consent. Meaning a newborn baby, want it to be legal to have sexual contact with a newborn baby. What year did I say? 1972. 1972. That's 51 years ago. Fast forward 21 years from then to 1993. In the interest of producing that result, they had right downtown, 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes if there's no traffic, go right up here, East Capitol, all the way up the road, you run right into it. They had the 1993 Gay Rights March on Washington. Let's see what that was about.
Check one.
Did y'all hear what they just said? Do I need to play that again? He said, don't play it again. He said, no, thank you. All right, I want to do this again. They said, we're young, we're queer. We're going to do what? We're going to rule the world. Now remember, 21 years before that, what did they say that they wanted for children? Repeal all laws governing the age of sexual consent. They want to have sex with children and make it totally legalized. 21 years after they said that, they said, we're young, we're queer, we're going to rule the world. That was in 93. This is 30 years after that. So they've had 30 years to say we're queer, we're going to rule the world, which at that point they said, we haven't gotten to the point where we rule the world, because if they did, they wouldn't be saying that. They would say, we're young, we're queer, and we rule the world. They didn't say that. We're young, we're queer, we're going to rule the world and have it our way.
All right, brothers and sisters, we are back for this last little bit. Yeah, this is. Let me know if y'all can hear me, by the way. You say, how likely is all this integration and attempt to make the next Obama Negro see sports and loyal servitude as success? No, well, my thing about this is this has been going on before Obama. This is from the perspective of the hats. You know, they know that this causes confusion. Their goal is to make everyone else lose their culture and identity while they keep theirs. That once you lose your culture and identity, you can't identify your allies and you can't identify your enemies because you can't identify yourself. And so that's why that. Now, if you talk about from Black people's perspective, at a deep psychological level, if we can keep it 100, at a very deep psychological level, I remember talking to some brothers about this years ago, and it's a recurring subject because these types of incidents come up. You know, we looking at what's his name, Ume Udoka. There, he was with Neil Long, but that's not the article I want to actually use. I wanted to use this one. I don't know why they don't have pictures of the people. Here we go. Bring this up from the past. But on a deep psychological level, a lot of our people still want to be loved by our enemies, right? And a part of that is programming from enslavement. Well, a lot of it is programming from enslavement. And, you know, a lot of religious programming. I remember when I was watching Baba Ashra Quazi, and he was talking about some biblical stuff that they used to say back in the day in the church, and Mama Welsing. So, like, there's like stuff that's been passed on as far as like whiteness being purity and holy and all this stuff. Like, a lot of that stuff has been passed on, and it's just so ingrained in us that we don't even realize it, right? And I'm gonna be real, like, you also gotta think about, we don't think about it as much now, but for generations, starting with Hollywood, the presentation of beauty has been European females. That's just, it is what it is, right? When you empower, you put your woman as the ideal, and it allowed the creation of a unified European identity, allowed the small hats to come here and melt into the melting pot and eventually rise to the top. Greetings to Sister Sonia. But in a lot of dudes' minds, right? I've had years ago had conversations with dudes, and once you start letting people talk, they tell you who they are. It is an achievement in their mind to get with a European female because they see Europeans as higher than Black people. That's all. Like, that's all to it, right? Like, I give you a perfect example. It was subtle the way they said it. I remember I was watching Kevin Samuels one time years ago, and he was talking about how Black people have to act and stuff we have to do, so forth, so on, right? And so the young sister was like, well, why is that the case? Why do we have to do that? And y'all want to know what he said? Kevin Samuels said, because we lost. Now, I don't know who we is, because my perspective is, as long as I'm breathing, we fight, and we haven't lost. It's like the movie The Matrix with Morpheus. I don't know if not the original Matrix. I think this was the third Matrix, right? And Morpheus was giving a speech. He was talking about the enemy and what they had planned to do and this and that and how all the things they had done to the humans. And he said, despite all that, we haven't lost. And he said, you know why we haven't lost? He said, because we are still here. And then everybody started celebrating, dancing. Then they had a ridiculous scene of debauchery. But nonetheless, yeah. The sister said black children now being shown in St. Jude's commercial. Oh, that's the advertisement you're talking about. Yeah. I was wondering how many ads y'all get as far as how the ads go as far as during the live stream. Because I'm not gonna lie, I do have them turned on because freedom ain't free. We haven't got the same amount of views that we normally get, and we've got no super chat donations probably in the last 3 weeks. So that's why the ads are on, right? So if we had a consistent audience that was consistently donating via super chat or Cashapp, then, being completely honest, I would turn the ads off. Especially during the live stream. I would keep them in during the video, but during the live stream, left. Because their AI or whatever they use to put they just randomly put the commercials whenever, whatever. YouTube does what they want. So, sister said miscegenation is genocide. Yeah, we have yet to really accept what happened during slavery and really deal with the reality that they're basically worshiping other than ourselves, worshiping whiteness comes out of. That's what it comes out of, right? We just don't want to accept that. Like, no, if we being just completely honest, being objective, no dude can honestly, if his testosterone is working, no black man can honestly tell me with a straight face that black women are inferior to white women physically. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. I'm never gonna believe that. I'm gonna look at you like, basically, I'm gonna look at you like you're closet homosexual. You'd be straight up, right? And that's because Dr. Welsing and Dr. Africa said if you find a dude that deals strictly with European females, he's probably a homosexual. That's what they said. I'm not saying. I'm saying that's what they said. Right? That's according to Dr. Welsing. I heard Dr. Welsing and Dr. Africa say it, which is why I remember it, because I was like, I don't think they ever had a conference and met on this. Like, they came to this conclusion independently, right? But I wanted to talk about this case real quick because the thing will be off here about quarter after. Y'all remember this? Now, this dude's not an athlete. He was, actually, I don't know what he did. I can't remember what he did. But anyway, let's go back. OnlyFans model accused of killing boyfriend called him a racial slur in cell phone recordings. I believe this dude was Christian overselling. I believe he was Nigerian. So, if we can be honest, as much as we talk about the cooning that goes on in the black community, a lot of dudes that come from the continent worship whiteness. I'm just being completely honest. Like, they worship whiteness. So this is what it is. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just go through this article quickly for those who don't remember. It says the OnlyFans model accused of fatally stabbing her boyfriend in a Miami apartment called him a racial slur during an intense argument before his death. Cell phone recordings reveal. Christian Obaselli made the recordings before he was killed April 3rd. His girlfriend, Courtney Clenny, was arrested in Hawaii in August while she was in rehabilitation for substance abuse and post-traumatic stress disorder. She was charged with second-degree murder with a deadly weapon. So hold up, bro. Let me stop right here. So in essence, he's messing with a meth head OnlyFans model, and he think he got the hottest girl in the game wearing his chain. Here we look. Do I have to say it? We know good and daggone well that no dude that's making some money, because I think he had some money, is gonna be with a drug-addled OnlyFans model black chick who's calling you all types of wild names and disrespecting you. It ain't gonna happen. And so he thought he had the good stuff, but he didn't want to brought that on drugs, a mental case, racist, and this is the outcome. It says in one of them, a couple appear to be arguing about Obaselli saying hello to a girl on a bike ride. What is going on? Obaselli asks, are you going to get mad at me when I'm apologizing to you? And she tells him, drop your high pitch. First of all, man, please. Anyway, Obaselli starts to apologize to Clinty, but she cuts him off. Shut up and let me effing slap you, she yells as she yells before she demands that Obaselli find her cell phone. At one point, Clinty calls Obaselli, who is black, the N-word, and at other points she cries hysterically. In another recording, Clinty asks Obaselli why he is gaslighting, whether he is done gaslighting her. He said, Courtney, that's an effing threat. I apologize, but you hit me. It is not clear what led up to the recordings. Frank Prieto, an attorney for Clinty, said the recordings do not provide context, and he reiterated statements he made earlier that Clinty was defending herself the night Obaselli was killed. She's not going on trial for her lifestyle or previous arguments or recorded rants. She's going on trial for defending herself against a violent struggle with her boyfriend, for which she feared for her life. Courtney is a victim of domestic abuse. Man, please. Attorney Larry Hanfield, who was representing Obaselli's family, said the recording clearly undermined Clinty's claims that the killing was self-defense. They instead show someone who was out of control and unhinged, he said Thursday. Her behavior is consistent with behavior that the public saw in reference to the incident in the elevator, he said, referring to a separate video that was released that showed Clinty appearing to initiate a physical assault on Obaselli. It was very, very violent. The conduct referring to the N-word is offensive. I had to share all of this with the family, and they are devastated again. Let me just stop right here. For you, for a black man to allow himself to be physically abused by a European female is just insanity. And again, I'm going to say it again, that there's no way that no sister would have got away with doing this. He would have knocked her upside her head. It's just crazy. I guess I didn't cover this case when it was hot, because I don't remember all these details, but he's putting up with all this nonsense. And I can see, I can't see that. Let me stop lying. I'm about to start telling some lies. I can't see nothing that's gonna make me, I don't care how much money Shorty got, I don't care nothing. Once you start putting your hands on me, yeah, it's gonna be ugly right then and there. Talking about something, let me effing slap you. This is crazy. But this is what I'm saying. This is how emasculated dudes get messing with these European females. I can't even say what I would have done in this situation, because they probably try to arrest me for saying what I would have done, even though I ain't do it. But there's just no way I'm putting myself in that situation for no European female to be talking about something. Let me slap you, man. This is this shows the insanity right here. You got ripped off said, there's rumors which sound that Botham Jean was murdered because they were bang buddies, but he was done with her, so she shot him. Judging from the family's behavior, is believable. I had not heard this. That, you know what, that would be crazy, but it would bring context to the whole story, to be completely honest, because her story don't make no sense. And either way, man, it doesn't matter at this point because the man is not on the planet. But that would just be, anyway. So yeah, man, that it's not just the athletes, it's these dudes. I can't remember what he did. I thought he was like an engineer or something, but it don't matter. But she stabbed him, and excuse me, goodness, tried to hold that sneeze in, but I couldn't. She stabbed him, and he ain't here, and I don't even know what happened in this case, brother. You got ripped off. Can you find out what happened in this case? I doubt that she's still in jail, or if she got convicted, she probably got something small. Let's see who else. I got Marshawn Nealon. I got this dude. I do Ime Udoka. Let's see. Where is did I delete my presentation accidentally? It's starting to look like I deleted my presentation accidentally. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Sister said, before the Straight Black Pride of Brothers Rocket, sister said, are white women part of the athletic contracts to ensure the money stays in the white hand? Well, actually, this is how it usually works, right? It usually starts when we get to Tank Davis. He's gonna be a last case study. It usually starts before they get to whatever league they get to, right? It usually starts with recruiting in college. Now, it may be to the point now where it starts with recruiting for these mega, like they have high schools that are basically like college, like pre-college training grounds for athletics, and then you have the AAU leagues and this other football stuff. I can't think of the name of some of these leagues and stuff. And some of these schools that are just literally feeder schools for universities for athletics. So a lot of times it starts with that. But I'm just going by brothers that I know who were athletes years ago, and some of them got recruited, like, because when the brother's good, they get recruited to, like, you can get recruited to literally 24 schools, and you take your recruiting trip, your recruiting visit, and back at that time, almost all the time, like what you saw, what was that movie? He Got Game. Like what you saw was a relatively accurate representation of sports recruiting, as far as them having European females there, and you having like a mentor to bring you on to show you the ropes, and you get to party with these females, and they basically do whatever you want and stuff like that. So that was a real thing then, and I'm sure it's way beyond what it is now. Because now they're paying people. So maybe they don't do all that stuff now, because now they can just write a check. But that was part of it for a long time. And another thing, because I just saw a dude on Instagram, and I don't think I saved it because I wasn't planning to do this show, but I just saw a dude on Instagram. He was talking about this issue, and he said basically that European females make themselves available to they basically target the athletes. Like, they know all they have to do. They're aware they have the advantage that they're not black. All they have to do is basically be nice to the dudes. A lot of these dudes don't have game. A lot of these dudes They grow up kind of isolated, so they don't really know how to holler at women. It's not like people think, as far as like these dudes always being popular. Yeah, the quarterback and some of the, the best dude on the basketball team, like a lot of them dudes are popular, but a lot of the other dudes, they may be known, but they're not popular. They don't have a lot of these dudes don't grow up with the social skills because they spend so much time on their craft, right? And so that's why a lot of them are easy victims for women, because the women, for the most part, the women don't like them for them, and the dudes don't have the necessary life experience to be able to really pick up on game and really deal with females. And that's how they be getting down for their money, even after they in the league, right? So, and like they be getting got for their money regardless of a woman. It could be black, white, whatever. But as far as the collegiate arena, the European females usually target dudes and make themselves available, and basically they just play wife. They just show them, this is what you will get if you marry me. This is what I would do. I'll cook you food. I'll wash your clothes. I'll do whatever lascivious thing in the bedroom you want me to do, and including stuff that you don't know, that you don't even know nothing about. And I'm gonna be completely honest, because we don't like to talk about this stuff. But if a man is inexperienced and he's with a woman who is experienced, bro, you know it's gonna be, as old people say, you know it's gonna be wide open, and you ain't gonna know which way is up. That's the reality of the situation. Like, a lot of dudes don't remember when they was young what it was like when you get with a female and she out here doing she introducing you to some things you didn't know existed. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at those things in that context. And I'm gonna say this: I'm gonna tell the sisters and the sisters that got daughters or whatever. These dudes, being completely honest, I'm not saying you got to be a doormat for these dudes, but these dudes they right there, they available. Seriously, all you got to do is just go up and be nice to these goofy. A lot of these dudes is goofy, and yeah, a lot of them is caught up in colorism and European females, a lot of stuff like that. But a lot of them don't have no game. So if a woman come up to them and introduce herself and literally just be nice to him and be cool, the dude gonna marry you. Now, when he becomes who he is he gonna be faithful and all that? I ain't promised you none of that. Because a lot of dudes, when they get the attention of a lot of women, they don't know how to act. I think every man goes through that to some degree. Especially if you didn't get if you weren't one of the few men that got a lot of attention immediately. Now, some dudes get attention like literally soon as they start growing out of becoming a man, basically. Like soon as you grow your man body or you get some facial hair or something, some dudes just get attention like that. But most men don't. So when they go through that stage where they really get attention, man, please. They don't know how to act. They don't know how to act. What do you say, brother? You said your nephew 6'2", 220, going to college off a scholarship. He said he has no game. And see, this is the thing with sisters, right? Because sisters have that pride. They don't want to step to a man. But they don't realize just because this dude is big and in shape and tall and athletic and all that, it don't mean they don't got no game. So if you ain't gonna step to them, guess what? You ain't gonna get them. And the woman that stepped to him is gonna be the one that get him, because he gonna be at the party because his boys at the party or his team at the party, and he gonna be over there in the corner, and he gonna be sitting there like, man, this ain't fun like they said it was gonna be. And then some European female gonna walk up to him, and maybe she don't get him the first time, but if he see her a couple more times, he gonna be like, well, this is the only woman give me attention. And then everybody gonna be sitting around like, oh, why he messing with her, this and this and that? Because simply put, she stepped to him. Like this thing with black women where y'all don't want to step to the man you want. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. These dudes is out here waiting. These athlete dudes is out here waiting for y'all because a lot of these dudes are just cornballs. You know what I'm saying? Like you say RG, you say R. Are you trying to say RG3? Yeah, RG3 is a cornball. RG3 is a cornball who family was in the military, and so he never grew up around black people. And so first European female say hi. That's the one that got him. And he got rid of her. Well, actually, I think the first chick was like Hispanic or something. And then he got rid of her and he got him a real white woman. And he may be on his third white woman. But it's not what it appears when you see these dudes. Their personalities are not what you think. Like I've been around a few of them back in the day. And that's how it is. You say it sounds like Kobe. Kobe kind of similar. He's not as... Kobe is more... The only difference with Kobe is he was more sophisticated in the sense of he got to travel the world and he's smarter than RG3. But still, like Kobe the type, and then Kobe was arrogant. And Kobe's father was an athlete. So your father being an athlete, even if it's international, as opposed to being in the military, is still different like that. So, but it's a similar dynamic. Because Kobe Bryant could have easily married that girl. He could have married Brandy. Wasn't nothing wrong with Brandy. In fact, the funny thing about Brandy is the older she got, the better she looked. Like when she grew into a woman, I remember seeing her on some TV show. I was like, who is that? And then somebody like, that's Brandy. You don't recognize her? I was like, that's Brandy? Wow. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't remember Brandy looking like that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the Brandy I remember. So yeah, man. But it is what it is. But we have to at least admit the reality is that our people, we taught to hate ourselves. Just being honest. And as much as dudes try not to as much as dudes try to lie and say it's not about self-hate, it's definitely about self-hate. Because the fact of the matter is, when you're reproducing with someone, or you're doing the act of reproducing with someone, you want to reproduce somebody that looks like you. And if you don't want to reproduce somebody that looks like you, it's because you hate yourself. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I was young, I messed with this one sister, the light skin or whatever. That didn't work. I didn't even realize it at the time. This is God's honest truth. I didn't even realize it at the time. I was turning down light skinned chicks after that for years without even knowing it. Like, I'm not saying it was because of that one experience or whatever, but I'm just saying I was just like, nah, I'm good on that. You're like, hey man, well, you should holler at shorty over there. Nah, no, I shouldn't. Nope, no, I shouldn't. I'm good. Yeah, shorty really feeling you. Yeah, that's cool. A little too red for me. I remember telling my boy that. He looking at me like, all right, whatever, fam. Yeah, man, sister too red. I'm good. You know, I'm fine. Thank you. You know, there'll be another one. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the last woman that I'll be able to holler at. So, but you know, on the real, we're taught to hate ourselves, and the programming is working, and it's working in both directions because we know, and I haven't even talked about this in a while, but the black women and these reality shows or whatever, and these black women be with these white dudes and these reality shows that black women get on invested in that. That's a whole nother angle that I don't even delve into because I don't even be really I'm only kind of, I'm aware of what's going on, but like the details of how it works or whatever, I ain't really hip to like that. A sister said, what's the end game with this discussion about black athletes and white women? How is it relevant to American black liberation movement and other black experiences and other geographies? It's like this. Everything I do isn't for people who already know, because ain't no need for me to tell people who already know. Because it's a public space, I'm hoping that there may be some young person that come across this and think, and at least think, okay, maybe dating outside my race isn't the end all be all that I thought it was. Maybe there's some other end to this. So that's why I'm putting it on the table, because the most effective brainwashing is a brainwashing that doesn't allow you to realize you're brainwashed, right? I'll give you an example. When I was young, you know what I'm saying? I was a Negro when I was a boy. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even realize that like Hollywood had techniques where, for example, they would show, let's say whoever the star lady is or the actress, right? They would show her, but they had techniques of softening. They had filters and camera techniques of softening her features and all this and making her look all smooth and angelic. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I remember hearing an adult talk about it, and I was like, "Oh, really?" And then I remember talking to a sister, and she was talking about how the models, the European, well, mostly European females, they paint around their lips to make it look like they actually have lips, or that their lips are bigger, and all this makeup stuff. I remember talking to a sister about that, and I remember being like, man, are you serious? And you know, like it was eye opening, because I was like, what Malcolm X say? You've been tricked, you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. You know what I'm saying? So people put me on the game, so I'm just saying. So I'm just putting dudes onto game, right? Because can we be honest? When do we ever tell our sons it's okay to be with a black woman, son? Every black woman is not like what's weird. Well, I'm getting to Tank Davis, but Tank Davis really the last. He's the last one. I get to him in a minute, but the sister had asked me a question, so I was addressing her question. But I'm giving y'all the psychology of how this works, because we don't. How can I put it? Like, if you haven't been in that world, especially of athletics, is different than you think. It's more isolated than you think. Now, the boxing thing is even weirder because there's no league. So dudes go to the gym, somebody takes an interest in them, a coach or whatever, and you get a manager, and the boxing game's so shady. Like, trying not to get exploited in boxing is like trying not to get exploited in the music industry. Except the music industry is probably the dirtiest, shadiest business I ever heard of. Yeah, if you ever had one of them contracts put up in front of you, it's, man, I don't even know how to describe a music industry contract other than it's trick knowledge. That's literally all I can describe it as. Is the flim flam, oh man, anyway. But yeah, but all the thing is that all of these arenas, a lot of times our sons especially are isolated, and that's why they're able to be exploited. So like the sister said, if they don't get the money back by you dealing with a European female, you can get the money back. They can get the money back by you having like I said before, a Jewish lawyer, a Jewish accountant, a Jewish real estate agent, a Jewish car dealer. I mean, you know, they're like literally, they just have their whole family, their whole crew taking a bite out of your hair, your manager, and so forth and so on. And then you see a dude, he been in the league 10 years, and he ain't got no money. Like, or you have somebody like the White Freeney, who his financial advisor stole half his money or whatever. The dude out here been in the league like 12, 13 years, you know, running into other gigantic 320-pound grown men, running them over to sack the quarterback and going to the Super Bowl and accomplish all this stuff, and then somebody come and steal all his money, right? So I just say that to say that one thing we have, I guess you could say, failed at or whatever. We, and when I say we, I'm talking about, when you talk about the African centered community, or however you want to say it, straight black pride, the African world, we have not been able to take and produce an athlete and protect him and have him work for us and benefit our community and be a beacon of light for our community. That hasn't taken place since Muhammad Ali, basically. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know someone. I know someone that knows Gary Russell. Gary Russell Jr. I guess it's Gary Russell Jr. because all his brothers are actually named Gary as well. They're all named after their father. That's why I was trying to figure out whether he was Gary Russell Jr. But anyway, Gary Russell's a boxer. He's from PG County. He's from out here. I know somebody that knows him. He's hip to his culture and everything. But he's not a big celebrity. You know, he's not. Y'all probably, if you're not into boxing, you would know who he is. And it's funny because I actually met his mother one time, like on a random. It was wild, man. It was wild. Interesting lady. But shout out to the Russells. You know what I'm saying? If they ever hear this. But we got to find a way to protect more of our sons in general. Not just the athletes, but the intellectuals, because a lot of our sons grow up and they super smart, and somebody comes and offers them a scholarship to go to one of these PWIs, and we lose them forever. They go meet some European female and move out to wherever, you know what I'm saying, North Dakota, Colorado, California, wherever, and we never see them again, basically, you know what I'm saying, except for holidays. We bring back that white woman. So it's just something to think about. Like, we can complain about it as a community, and I mean black people in general, but who was teaching our sons that they should be with black women? Who is like the coaches and stuff, the black coaches and stuff that we have? How many of them are saying, hey man, look out for these type of females because XYZ ABC? How often is that taking place? And I'm just asking a question. So we do a lot of complaining, but we don't protect our children, man. We don't protect our children in general. Tank Davis is a perfect example of what happens when you don't protect your children. Look how that boy look. He grew up with his mother. He don't know his father. Got tattoos all over the place. He got all types of charges. He done lost a boatload of money because he done allegedly put some hands on some woman, and he's been accused of putting hands on some woman before, and they found out she falsely accused him. So that's why I have to say allegedly. But he's always having some type of issue with women. And none of them are black from what I've seen, unless maybe his first baby mama. But everything I've seen him with, they're Hispanic or unidentifiable. I used to be a fan of the brother, but it's like he can't get himself together. Part of it is his mate selection. We don't teach our. I'm gonna say this real quick, then I'll be done. You know what? Being completely honest, for the most part, we don't teach our sons about mate selection as much as we talk about our daughters. and the type of dudes they pick. We don't teach our sons about proper mate selection. And then we wonder why they impregnating these randoms. What my boy used to say, these random scandals. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at a lot of these people, the only place the NBA is the only place where it just seems to be a concerted effort for them to produce mulattoes. Like, I don't even watch the NBA. I told somebody this a few years ago. I said, man, I can't watch the NBA because there ain't no black people in it. Everybody mixed. And they just started laughing. I said, nah, man. I was like, seriously, like, I turned on the game. I'm like, where the black people? Ain't no brothers on the court. And you understand? That's literally why I lost interest in the NBA. That's the real reason. It's just like, because I started thinking, I'm like, well, everybody that played didn't marry a European female, so where's all these dudes coming from? But a lot of them was college players, but they did make the NBA. They weren't big time stars, but their sons are big time stars. Whatever. But yeah, we don't teach our children. We don't teach our sons about mate selection. We don't. Not just racially, but just in general, like how to pick a good woman and to protect your seed and not just don't be. Look, I know a young dude, he gonna go out here and have his fun, right? Because I did, so I ain't gonna sit up here and try to be holier than thou. But I'm just saying, strap it up, man. Protect yourself. It's like boxing. Defend yourself at all times. You know what I'm saying? Protect yourself at all times. Actually, it's protect yourself at all times. Not defend yourself at all times. But yeah, that goes for this arena. Protect yourself at all times. If you worth millions of dollars and you just playing your seed in every woman you see, come on, man. That's crazy. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. And to be honest, some of these dudes, if you're gonna do all that, you might as well just be polygamous, man. Just marry, just have 3 wives and get it over with. But you randomly impregnating women that you don't even really like. Sometimes you don't like them because as soon as the lights come on, because they don't look nothing like they look. You feel like you got what do you call it? You feel like you got catfish, right? Flying these chicks out and all this stuff. Gotta do better than that, man. As men, gotta do better than that. Like it's hey, it's ugly out here. Now I say it's ugly outside. So again, I'm your host, DC Radical 1. This is SBL talk. Normally we have Sister Najee, but she didn't want to be here. Thank her for reading the pledge. You can follow me on Instagram at dc.radical1, on Twitter at dcradical_one, on OTW2 at dcradical1. You can support the channel via donation via Cashapp, $DC Radical1, or you can support via Zelle, dc.radical_1 at protonmail.com. Also, you can email me at dc.radical_1 at protonmail.com or straightblackpride.com. And if you have ideas for a show, or you want to purchase the lost tapes or anything like that, you can either hit me up on Instagram or hit me up via email. Let's see, the brother said, is Deontay Wilder exempted from black athletes who advocate for supported people? Because he's the only one I can think of that's about our people. Well, here's my problem with Deontay Wilder. And brother, you know, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Here's my problem with Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's first wife, or baby mama, I thought he married. His first wife was black. His second wife was light skinned. I don't know if she was mixed or whatever. And the last time I saw him, he was with some Yoruba looking female. So I don't know what's going on, right? But once you deal with non-black women, I can't look at you the same way. And you know, I had a lot of love, respect for that brother. I done went to his fights in New York. You know what I'm saying? So I can't. The chick looked like a European, right? The last one I saw him with. like as time goes on, the women get lighter. What you want me to say? And you know I had love for the brother because I went with me and your brother went to see at least we see him fight maybe 2 times. I think it's like we seen him fight 2 or 3 times in New York. So you know I got love for somebody. If I go to another city to pay money to see you perform, right? I can't call it now. So yeah, I got to throw Wilder in the same boat. I did. Good luck to him. I hope he have good health and everything like that. But man, good. All I can say, man, come on, bro, go back and get your black woman, man. Everybody ain't like what's her name, Telly or whatever. I ain't like her for him anyway. For real, I ain't like her for him because I didn't think she was there for him like that. And then as soon as he started having trouble in his career, they started having trouble in their relationship. So yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Wilder, that was my dude for a long time. The boxing industry tried the best they could to do him in and make him lose and keep him from achieving his goals and everything. And he went through a lot of stuff. Mafia was involved in everything like that. But then you end up with a European female, and I can't co-sign that. So, you know, best of luck to him and his endeavors. If he get a chance to get the title, I'd be happy for him or whatever. But yeah, I can't look at him as somebody that's for our people. Because as far as I'm concerned, the best way to tell a man's politics is to look who's in his bedroom. And I said that a long time ago, and I stick to it. So with that, brothers and sisters, I thank you all for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As far as I know, what's this week? Yeah, we'll be on next week. Wednesday and Thursday, you know, if the ancestors allow, with the center on Wednesday and SBL talk on Thursday. So like I said, if you got a subject or a topic that you want to discuss, you know, you can shoot that to us on the various ways you can contact us. And the week after that, we won't be on Wednesday or Thursday, probably. We definitely won't be on Thursday unless something happens. And so we'll probably just move the shows up to Monday and Tuesday. But I'll let you all know. I'll try to get the thumbnails and the subjects and everything out early. And then after that, yeah, it'll be next year. Next time y'all hear from me. So the brother says that's unfortunate, but also facts. Yeah. He said it's still not about black liberation. I'm saying unapologetic. Well, let's just be honest. We never get a chance to get to the people. So how's a person gonna know unless we teach them? That's all I can say to that. So anyway, hopefully. Oh, and by the way, my bad. Before I get off here, I would please like it if you all go back and the last video that was released on Tuesday, check that out and get the views up for that for me. We were talking about our chairman, Fred Hampton, and we had some enhanced videos for him speaking and his queen as well speaking about his assassination. So do me a favor and check that out for me, please, and thank you. So that, brothers and sisters, thank you all for your support. And by the way, anybody that's a business owner and you want to sponsor the show, let me know. Just shoot me an email, and we can talk about our rates for that as well on Instagram and here. Because I'm almost at 10,000 followers on Instagram. So yeah, they're actually letting people follow me now. Interestingly enough. All right. So with that, I say Habibi Folier and straight black pride. May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? The time is now 8:30 p.m.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also follow us on our other social media platforms. On Instagram, we're at dc.radical1. On Twitter, we're at DC_radical_ONE. And the Cash App is $DC Radical 1. Again, thank you for subscribing. I'll be before ODA.